Discuss each aspect of it. I'm told Aishwarya is joining us live, in fact, from outside JFK. Let's take a dip in and go to Aishwarya and try to get a sense how it's really building up down there on the ground. Let me see if I get... Yes, Aishwarya is there. Aishwarya, very good evening from here. It must be early morning there in New York.
Yeah.
And how many hours since you have been there that so quickly you connected? Aishwarya, and tell us.
Well,
could you see some Indian flag? Have you been able to chat with some expat community and got a sense how it's building up?
Abhishek, it's all Modi, Modi. I've just landed at Terminal 4 of the JFK. I'm still inside the terminal, and hence you can see that I'm still being subtle in my voice. This is the Terminal 4. My video journalist trying to show you. There were people lined up to just welcome dignitaries, the Indian diaspora coming in from different parts, from Chicago, from Atlanta, from the West Coast, from Boston. Everyone is landing in NYC and then in DC because they all want to be present, few inside and the other thousands outside, because you could just see the minute you land at JFK, and we were trying to connect live with you from outside, you can just see flags of Modi, Modi. We are just going to send you those visuals as well, because this meeting is just not about, it is just not any other visit. Abhishek, you have also covered at least half a dozen visits of the Prime Minister overseas, but this is the first official visit of Prime Minister Modi as the Indian Prime Minister to the US. And as you were just being told by one of the panelists on your debate, that he's going to be the first Prime Minister to basically address the US Congress twice, and going to be joining in the league of Mandela, Churchill, and then so on and so forth. But apart from that, there are going to be a lot of eyes pinned down on not only the yoga event in NYC, but those very important bilaterals apart from that between Modi and Biden, but also those defense deals, Abhishek, which are lined up. At this point of time, the business between India and US is somewhere around 190 billion. And then, if sources are to believe, Prime Minister really wants to make that word or that term, Abhishek, which was coined in the 2000s by late Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and George W. Bush Jr. as natural allies, to be implemented practically. And if that Prime Minister Modi is able to achieve this time, then it's going to be a massive, massive success. And as while these bilaterals happen, the American Deputy NSA, Abhishek, you are aware, has just returned back from Beijing, and hence China is also very, very minutely looking into this visit of the Indian Prime Minister to US. There are talks of an official trilateral between India, US, and China. So we are going to keep our eyes. Yes, Abhishek, back to you.
Aishwarya, you know, we are going to talk for this entire coming week about China and geostrategy and geoeconomics and defense deals and whatnot. But let's begin by asking, are you properly prepared, Aishwarya, for the International Yoga Day? Because I believe you will have to do some of the asanas yourself as well. I hope you are prepared.
Well, what I am being told that the Indian Embassy is prepared, and Prime Minister is going to give everyone a run for their money, because apart from the Prime Minister, I don't feel there are many more leaders who are going to be performing those asanas on a daily basis, and no one knows better than you, Abhishek, that the Prime Minister is a regular as far as yoga goes. So yes, that is going to be a difficult task to compete, but yes, we are being told that special arrangements are being made inside the UN and basically onto the north lawns of the UN, where the Prime Minister and several other international dignitaries are going to be participating in the International Yoga Day. And even right behind me is Terminal 4. The Terminal 4 of JFK is filled with International Yoga Day posters. We are going to show you within the next few minutes itself. We're just having some data problems. We're going to sort it out and then give you the view that how modified once again New York has begun. Has become basically. We remember 2015, 2019, and last was Howdy Modi down in Texas. But this time around, once again, Abhishek, you can anywhere you turn around and you see Modi, modified International Yoga Day posters, Modi posters. So yes, the Indian diaspora is well prepared, and yes, it's going to be a difficult one as far as the yoga goes. Abhishek, back to you.
Yeah, Aishwarya, stay with us. In fact, I'm sure you are getting some butterflies in your stomach, because for 8 years you avoided covering the International Yoga Day, only to be getting caught like this. you know, Prime Minister travels tomorrow and he lands in New York in the afternoon, and I'm told that he would be hitting the ground running, starting with some meetings on his first day itself. Are you getting some sense that it's going to be a long, busy visit for the Prime Minister, chock-a-block with meetings? What are you hearing?
As always, Abhishek, as you just suggested, every second, every minute is going to be used of that visit. As you know, Prime Minister has never wasted time, whether he's in India or overseas, and this time around there is no exception. The minute he lands, he moves to UN, he performs the event, and then there are two bilaterals, there are two separate meetings which he has. There are closed-door meetings in New York itself. Then he moves just within 8 hours of being in New York. He's going to move out to DC, and then he has a jam-packed schedule in the capital city of Washington, D.C. as well. So not even a single minute, forget about hours, is going to be wasted. But this is something which whoever has covered the Prime Minister visit is aware now, and by now, all the politicians and the complete cavalry which moves around the Prime Minister is aware the way Prime Minister Modi functions and works. So yes, not even a single minute being wasted, Abhishek. The minute he lands, though he lands in the evening, still he has two meetings on that day, and then 6 a.m. in the morning US time, so somewhere around 4:30 in the evening. We are being told between 4:30 in the evening Indian time to 5:30 in the evening, he's going to be performing the yoga asanas alongside at least 200 other individuals, which will include at least 2 dozen international dignitaries on the north lawns of the UN. So that is going to be a mega event, and once again, he's not going to be wasting even a minute, Abhishek.
Okay, Aishwarya, you know, in the other half of the screen, we have been running pictures of the kind of preparations by the diaspora that are going on, not just in New York or DC, but across the US, because many of them, I believe, would be traveling, as you suggested, at the JFK terminal itself, the kind of arrangements that are in place to welcome those people coming from across the US. Are you getting a sense that